Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good night to our lecturer, Madam Hafizah, and my fellow friend. Okay, my name is Ikmal Bin Mohd Amin Zaki, and I'm from SR 243B. Okay, today I'm gonna to give a speech about rugby. So in this speech, I will let you know about the history of rugby and the basic law of rugby, which is how to passing, tackle, and the category of rugby. And the last one, I will let you know about the common injury that happen to the rugby player. So rugby is a team game that are played by two teams in a field, and it using an oval ball. They are quite same with the American football, but the different of law and the gameplay. So this example of rugby ball that are used during the rugby game. So the rugby sport or game are the only game that have to pass ball backward. So we move to the history. So the words rugby came from rugby school in Warwickshire, England in 1823. So the rugby was taken by the incident of William White Ellis decide to pick up a ball and go with it during a game of football. And during that day, the whole team of football chased him and want to get the football. Okay, in 1863, a collection of boarding school and club decide to create a rule, and in 1871, Rugby Football Union was officially formed. And the first ever international match was played in 1871 between England and Scotland, and during that match, Scotland win the game with 1-0. So now I will explain you about the laws, the basic laws in rugby. So we move to passing first. So in passing, you have to passing the ball backward, as I tell you right now, just now. So if you passing forward, you will be a fall and give a scrum to the opponent. So now we move to the video. So in the video, you can see the ball carrier have to pass the ball backward. Okay, you can see. Okay, also backward, and then get a try. So that's a rugby game. Okay, now we move to the tackle. So in tackle, you have simple laws, which is you have to tackle by shoulder and grabbing by your both hand, and you also should tackle below the opponent's shoulder. Why you have to tackle below the opponent's shoulder? Because if you tackle high or tackle above the shoulder, you will be grab their neck, and that cause serious injury. So now we see the video. So you can see he tackle with the shoulder and grab their both hand, and then get the opponent get to the ground. So we move to the category in rugby. So there are three categories that are officially in the World Rugby Union. first is 15 aside, second is 10 aside, and third is 7 aside. So 15 aside, total player that are registered is 23, included 8 reserve player. 10 aside, the total player that registered is 15, included 5 reserve player, and 7 total player that are registered 12, included 5 reserve player. So the difference of these three category is, first is the total of player in the field, second is the gameplay, and the third is their tactical. So if you play 15 aside, you have to change, or you can't to play a 7 aside, because 15 aside and 7 aside is quite different tactical. So if you play a 10 aside, you can play 15 aside or 7 aside, because 10 aside is a middle, so you can use tactical of 15 aside, or you can use tactical of 7 aside. So now we move to common injuries that happen to the rugby player. So these are 5 injuries that are common. Actually there are more injuries that happen to the rugby player, but this 5 is common injury, or the primary injury that happen in rugby player. So first is concussion, second is shoulder dislocation, third collarbone fracture, fourth knee ligament injuries, and the last one is muscle strain injuries. Okay, now we move to one by one. So now we move to concussion first. So concussion occur when there are collision between two players at their head, and this make your brain vibrate in your head, and the symptom of concussion will make you forget for a while, and you will blurry someone. Okay, the next one is shoulder dislocation. So shoulder dislocation is happen when the rugby player have to tackle, but their muscle shoulder weak, so the ball of their bone get out of the socket, so they occur the shoulder dislocation. And then collarbone fracture. So collarbone fracture also occur when you make a tackle, but your muscle or your tackle are not proper and make your bone fracture. Okay, next ligament injuries. This I take a common injury of ligament, which is ACL. So ACL occur when your knee and your ligament are torn or tear. This make your, we call ACL. So when you have ACL, you hard to walk, or you can't ever to run. And if the in third stage or the last stage, your kneecap will not in their place, so you have to make a surgery to remove or to renew your ACL. Okay, for the ACL, this is not for rugby only. The other game also can get ACL. Example, football, badminton, or basketball. Okay, the last one is muscle strain. So muscle strain have a 3 grade. First grade is not so serious. Second is middle, and the third one is the serious. You have to go for checkup and make some rehab. So in conclusion, even though rugby is a rough game, but in rugby, the World Rugby Union, which is their organization that responsible in rugby game in the world, they always create a rule or laws that may protect the rugby player. So for me, if you follow the right technique or proper technique, you won't get injured. So rugby is the best game ever.